Hello YouTube, and welcome to a new game we're going to play, Plague Inc. Evolved. Now, this game came out probably about 4 years ago-ish, and it's a mobile game. I played it on some website a long time ago. Not the best at this game, but I really enjoy it. So what we're going to do in this series is we're going to go into the custom scenarios, and we're going to pick a random custom scenario to play every day, and we're going to see how it works out. If there's demand to play the entire campaign, I will be happy to do that. I could certainly use more practice. I'm not great at this game, but we do have to tell it English because I, unfortunately, am not proficient in a lot of other languages to the degree I could probably play a game like this. So let's spin the magic wheel. World infestation. We have developed a new weapon that could change the world. A radioactive substance that infects insects and make them mutate. You can't just launch it yourself, however. Luckily for you, some rebellious folks would love to start their revolution with a blast. This is not their story, however. So you gave them your bomb. Now you need to manage your bugs in order to kill all humans. Unfortunately for you, you didn't design the radiation to actually help you control them, so I guess overseeing their mutation will do. Now go, mad scientist, and spread the radiation throughout the world. There are currently 6 combos in game. Have fun trying them all. Okay, so we are subscribed to World Infestation. Now, if you're not familiar with the basic game, basically you start out with a virus or a bacteria or any number of different infectious diseases in the campaign. The scenarios allow you to use other things substituted for bacterium and viruses. Basically, the end result is the same. Reach every point in the world, infect everyone, and kill them all. It's a little bit of a grim game, but it is kind of fun and endlessly infuriating because the islands always resist and close their ports and close their airports, and they're almost impossible to infect otherwise. So, your goal is to get the islands infected and then the main continents and then drive them out of existence. If you haven't given this game a try, honestly, it's on Steam, it's $14.99, you'll get your money's worth out of it. So, find a gene, and this is mostly because we haven't completed the campaign, so we don't have much. We're going to play it on normal just so we can see it, which gives 67.3% of people wash their hands, doctors work 3 days a week, and sick people are ignored. It's pretty much like real life. And we're just gonna keep the default name, Charon. It's a good name. Okay, failed bioweapon. Failed uprising was spotlighted today by the failure of a bioweapon. Witnesses say only one person was affected by it, but reports show that no one has died. The people responsible for the bioweapon have been arrested, and police are cleaning up the mess. So that's how it starts. the game always tries to give you a patient 0, and from there you have to take it around the world. Now, reports are coming in about a new species of insect larvae have been spotted by witnesses today. Scientists say that radiation from the bioweapon has mutated the larvae, creating unstable DNA. The species is deemed not threatening in any way. So here's our population, and you can check each country individually, or you can go down and look at the world in general. Oh, we're looking at Brazil. So let's get out of Brazil and let's look at the world. And here's the total world. Hasn't been noticed. They're not trying to find a cure. One person infected in West Africa, everybody's healthy. So from there, you can mutate your virus. You can change the transmission patterns, you can change the symptoms, and you can give it abilities. Like your insects can grow to the size of a dog. Catching them is more dangerous and increases research resistance. So eventually they will try to research a cure. So here is our larvae trait. And now we can turn them into flying bugs, or we can turn them into crawling bugs, or we can turn them into improved larvae. But they need, I think, 8 to do anything. 11, 10, 8. So we'll need 10 points. And you get points by clicking on these. And it does pop up some interesting things up here. I'm not going to read them, but it doesn't hurt to watch them. You'll find some pretty funny ones in the status box up here. Now we got 13, so we can turn them into flying bugs would probably be the most useful. So we're going to grab that. And that gives us aggressive swarms, which means they go after more people, but that also increases lethality, which makes them more obvious. And we can make their insect legs lighter and faster so they can walk on water and spider webs. Increases infectivity and water transmission. So this is a lot of points, but it might be worth it. And we're getting some more infected people here. But we need to get all these islands wrapped up, because if it doesn't spread to one of these, New Zealand, Australia, any of the South Asian, Greenland, Iceland, this area, if it doesn't get there, it won't ever get there, because eventually they'll close their ports and it won't spread. And see, if you develop your way to spread it before you develop anything that makes them lethal, then it goes longer before they start generating the cure. And that'll be useful. See, and we get them to go longer distances, and they will infect cities and forests and things like that. So they'll go further. Because right now, we are just in West Africa. We need to get these will all be useful. And we can spread them to a random country. Or we can increase the amount of eggs laid. So I think we're going to go with random country. Actually, let's hold up on that. So let's do egg count. All right. We're still only in West Africa right now. We've infected hundreds. We've got a couple hundred. 300. We really need the research points. We need to push it further before it starts getting... Alright, we got stinger syndrome by default, which we didn't want to do. Which means that the symptom here means they grow stingers and now they are more lethal and more severe. Okay, let's get more land transmission. We need to get this one next. I think getting to be able to transmit via water would be the best thing. So we need 24 DNA points to mutate it. These are your DNA points down here. And this is the research for the cure. And popping those bubbles gets you more points. And in later stages, the research, you can slow it by clicking on them. We've got 5 dead already. And see, this is what you don't want. Once too many people start dying, and this isn't many people, but once too many people start dying, they start looking for ways to prevent it. So we need to transmit before we start killing people. Once all these planes and boats shut down, you're stuck with what you got. We got claws now. I think we're mutating too aggressively, and we're probably going to get shut out. We got some people in Algeria and Libya infected now. Central Africa. Nobody in Spain just yet. But we can jump across here and get all this. But if we don't get these countries and this area before they shut the ports, we lose it. Because you can't get there. Now we're getting more infected people. Is there anything that will help us? So wait for that. 24. Water is significant in getting your transmitted disease. And see, now they're going to start working on the cure. So we've got to watch to slow that down. And I just can't get out of West Africa. I'm just not getting... If we could only get into Egypt, that's where we need to be. Because they got the ports and the airport. And that was the big problem, is we started in somewhere that didn't have an airport. So we need water. 24. Got it. Okay. Get about another 20 points and then we'll pick an ability. Well, we got South America. And now we got Poison Stinger. So the lethality is going to increase, and hopefully it doesn't increase too fast. We really need to get into Egypt. Finally, because they have an airport and shipyards, so they will transmit it to other places more easily. Since West Africa doesn't have an airport, getting it elsewhere outside of West Africa wasn't gonna be easy. They just have a port, which isn't bad, but they don't have an airport, so that slowed us down a little bit. We can get to Europe and Asia fairly easily, but you can't get to these islands, can't get out over here. And the islands, especially Madagascar, and these are always a pain, at least in the version I played before. You can do everything right and then miss this one, and then you lose. because they will close their borders, they'll close their ports. Okay, we don't necessarily want to do that. What we will want to do is climate. So let's let them control their internal temperature. And since we got that, we'll save this because maybe we might be able to use it. We'll go after that one next. So we need 15 points. So now Libya is starting cure research. Now we're on the World Health Organization watch list, which I think we got on it too soon. Yep, they're making progress. So we need more infectability. So we got 3 million dead. See, Brazil closed their airport. So there's no more planes leaving Brazil. So we're gonna have to go all the way up to here to hit the next airport from there. They're already 8% into the cure. So we need to slow them down significantly. Okay, let's grab the fish hunting one. We're doing pretty well in Africa, and we're doing pretty well in South America. And we just hit Australia. Just this one now. Nope. Nope. Alright, so these are the planes that transmit cures. So we need to watch this. And when it lands, we need to crush that as soon as possible. Okay, so more eggs. Overwhelming amount of eggs. We'll go for that one. 33. Gone. Okay, and they've closed their airport. So we need got that. Okay. All right, we'll come back when we got 20. So now we're in Canada. 5% complete. Still nobody there. Nobody in New Zealand. Next one makes them humanoid, upright, and more organized. And wings grow to increase air and land travel. So 46. That's going to take a while. But we got fangs, so probably more people are going to wind up dead. But we're going to lose if we can't get these two. Gotta keep watching for those. Now we got spike claws. We're probably gonna start wiping out a bunch of people. So now this blue line is the healthy people. Red line is the infected people. Dead people start to fill up the line black. They're at 51%. Get that. And that. Which is probably going to cause them to close the ports. Still nobody. Nobody. I think New Zealand's going to be a problem. Okay, we can give them horns. Or poison. Let's give them poison. Generally, the people dying starts to... Yep, no, we're gonna lose. They've already closed their port. I think we need that random country. Oh, we got that one. But they are well on their way. Fire breath. So now we have fire breathing bugs. And they cured it. Dang it. And then they shut their borders. So we got in and they cured it and we got kicked out. So Central Europe is executing infected people. Okay, 31. So we need 31 points. They are working on that cure, aren't they? And I probably made some mistakes, and honestly, I already know I got a couple of unlucky draws on mutations too early. So you can see our death line, our infected line, and our healthy line. But we are effectively shut out of Iceland, Greenland, and New Zealand. And you have to get them all. 31. So we need 3 more points. I don't know that we're going to be successful. The more dead people, the slower the cure comes. So, still got a lot of alive people. Got it. Okay, so now we can do large number of insects go to several countries. If we can get 42 points, we can get that. And that might get us across some borders. But I don't know that we're going to have that kind of time. So Bolivia's government fell apart. And the more dead people and governments and sick people, the slower the cure goes. %. I think we're going to get knocked out. Points, 31 points, 16. So 16, this is probably the only one we're going to be able to get. We're probably going to run out. Got the razored stinger symptom. So we did get to Iceland. We did get to New Zealand. Just can't get to Greenland. go, go. Give me some more points. We need that Great Migration one. 42 points. I don't know that we're going to be able to get 42 points. But if we did, that might push us into here. We're doing really good at wiping out the world so far, except for Greenland. They are surviving. Okay, 7 years to complete it. Canada, Norway, and New Zealand are the only contributors. Greenland's the only one that's okay. All right, back to it. I just don't think we're going to get the points. We are really on the edge there. Excuse me. Still 0. Iceland bombed areas. They're not fooling around. But there's still a number of infected. Going down. They're not. It's not spreading. They're taking this seriously. Water supply shut down, mass graves, exterminated all birds, all public buildings closed, trauma centers, exterminating all rodents. And we'll never get back on there once we get kicked off. There's even healthy people in Canada. Still picking up some points. We're not really spreading anymore. Once that one goes down, that'll be a good portion of it out. Mexico's doing better than the United States. And, well, South America, that's gone. Okay, we need new transmission methods. I still think we've lost. Because there's still 140 million healthy people. That we're not going to reach. Canada, Norway, and New Zealand. So Canada. Norway. And they all have healthy people. We are not infecting more. There we go. All right, I think New Zealand's going down. Norway is losing healthy people. And we are still infecting people in Iceland. Very slowly. I think their measures are doing wonders to stop us. Could be because of the weather. Maybe not. Thought we got the temperature regulation one. It's under our abilities. Well, I don't think we're going to get enough points to get anything else. A lot of dead people, though. Okay, 99%. And Greenland is still okay. UK is in trouble. Iceland, Mexico, Canada, and Norway. Okay, I think the UK is gone. Alright. Norway, I don't think we're getting any more people. So they're just flat out killing anybody who's infected. Yeah, we're not gonna go win this. It'll run out. As soon as this gets to 0, we're not gonna infect anybody else. Kind of funny that it's lumped Alaska in with Canada. This must be the updated map. Oh, US is dead. Mexico seems to be doing okay. Well, they're not getting very far with that cure. New Zealand's gone. Russia's gone. So Mexico, Canada, and Norway are the only places infected. And Norway is doing just fine. 2 million healthy people. And so here's the problem is the infected people are dying faster than the healthy people are getting infected, so we're not pulling the numbers down to take out the healthy population fast enough. And Mexico's same problem. There's more healthy people than infected and dead people. We still haven't hit 50% in Mexico yet. Canada, probably the same thing. Yeah, we're just at 50% in Unless we can get that migration one. We're never getting into here. All right, let's speed up time because we're not gonna win. We're not generating any more mutation points, and well, there's a few, but we're never going to get over to here. And then we're not going to have any infected people to transfer over to there anyway. So we are going to run out. A valiant effort, though. Got horns. Norway shut down mobile networks. Just to make sure it's not transferred that way. Yeah, and this is where we run out. Now we're going to wind down to where we have nobody infected and beat. Yeah, we killed all the people before we could infect all the people, so excuse me, we got eradicated. But I think we did pretty good. I mean, we did wipe out a significant portion of the United States. All right, well, we'll call that one good for today. And we'll try again tomorrow. And we'll try another random one. But that was kind of a cool little scenario. And now it's going to play its way through in the background to show us where we were. And I do think the things that hurt us were we gained too much lethality too soon, and we didn't get out of West Africa quick enough. And if we would have made a little bit less conspicuous, we probably could have slipped into some of these ports on these islands and gotten into Greenland, which is always a pain. But we got everywhere else. Even though there were some healthy people, we did a little bit of damage. So we'll stop here. Tomorrow, try it again. Catch you then.